Hello, everybody. We're back. We had a little technical difficulty there, but we're going to continue our live stream.
Yep, we are back indeed. And we're pretty much carrying on from where we left off. I, Lawrence Mann, freelance illustrator and concept artist, I'm drawing this crazy lady demon head. And Aaron is drawing. Sorry, wrong button, Aaron.
I'm drawing a castle or something. I'll zoom out a bit so we can see the whole thing.
Yeah.
And we're both working in Corel Painter today.
Yep.
These are pieces that we started a while ago, and we're just revisiting.
So before our technical difficulties bowed out, this is how my illustration looked. It was just very rough pencil sketch. So far, all I've really been doing is using the blender to bring this piece together. So there we go. That's how it looks now. I don't know. Can you do the same? Can you show us before and after? Have you got it all neatly tied in on layers, or
Let's see.
is it too integrated into?
I just accidentally opened it in Photoshop. Yeah, I've got iterations saved. So here's
Because I know sometimes the layers are too intertwined, or there's too many of them.
Well, I've got my sketch. I don't know if I have any. Well, yeah, I have something saved from
No,
when
I know you do. I know you do quite often say to save multiple iterations of your
Yeah.
work. So I know how fastidious you are about that.
Yeah.
Trees are looking really good there.
Yeah.
I like that.
Here's the version before I did anything, and then here's the version after. Still looks basically the same. All I really did was change the trees a little bit. And I'll just do a little weathering to the fort here. Make it not so perfect.
That looks good.
Thank you. Yours looks good as well.
I like your giant ganja plant trees.
Yeah, they do kind of look like that. It wasn't intentional. This is kind of how that brush looks.
Yeah. I'm sorry, officer. It's just the shape of my brush.
Yeah, right. I'll pop out the chat too. Hopefully everybody who was watching before has come back.
That would be cool. If you're there, let us know, and also let us know if the sound quality and video quality is up to par. Just keep us
Yeah, sometimes I'm too quiet.
in the loop. Yeah, let us know. Let us know you're breathing as well. You know, it's good to know. Make sure no one's been kidnapped.
Beagle Jimmy says too much highlight shadow contrast on my trees. Question mark. I don't know. What do you think, Lawrence? Is there too much shadow and highlight on my tree?
It's a very high contrast image anyway.
Yeah.
Zoom out, let's see the whole piece. Hard to judge when it's that tight in. Um, Not when I look at it like that. Not when I look at it in context.
Yeah, I think it's all right. That's the good thing about having stuff on layers is you can easily tweak stuff like that. So this is definitely not by any means the final version of this painting. I'll be adding to it. I'm definitely not going to finish it today.
Yes. Same here with this one. I'm not gonna get this finished today, but I can at least keep it on. I mean, it was a pencil sketch from kind of a couple of years ago, so it's nice just to carry it on because I'd kind of put it in a drawer and forgotten about it.
Yeah.
This was actually something that could have been a possible commission
Mm-hmm.
for a video tutorial,
Yeah, it's true.
and it didn't get picked up. I don't want to say who for, but I will say why it didn't get picked up.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's a devil woman.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know if it's really well, it's kind of devilish, but kind of, I mean, like somebody said earlier, it looks kind of like a satyr. So it could be just like a mythological creature, not necessarily, a devil.
Yeah.
But
would that be considered too? Would even a devil be considered too?
I don't know.
Too bad
I don't think so.
for a tutorial?
I don't think so. It depends, though,
I know different people have different views on it.
Yeah. I wouldn't be offended by it. I did, for one of the tutorials I did for Corel, it was the webinar. I painted a hallucinogenic mushroom. No, it was just a mushroom, It was just like one of the Amanita muscaria, which is the kind of Super Mario Brothers mushroom. It's red and it has white spots. And I didn't pick it
Oh
because
yeah, I remember that.
I didn't pick it because it was hallucinogenic. It was a nice looking mushroom, but
Yeah.
I was worried that someone would say
Would
something.
say, hey, that's drugs.
Yeah, but they didn't. So
No.
going through here and wrecking all my fine edges and making this castle look aged. Since I flattened it down to, well, I didn't flatten the whole thing, but I flattened my castle into a single layer.
No, well, this, because it's a sketch, is only one layer.
Yeah.
But you can see other layers in there, but they're the same sketch.
Mm-hmm.
Just in case I really mess it up.
Amy said, both Amy and Beagle Jimmy say that the sound video quality is good.
Cool. Cheers for letting us know.
Beagle Jimmy says with greenish coloring, Lawrence's piece could look very much like a evil elfish type creature rather than the devil.
That's a good point. Cheers for that. I already have. I think in the last live stream we did, I was painting the devil as well.
Yeah.
So I'm going to get some real. I don't know why. It's not as if I particularly go after.
Just coincidence.
Yeah, it just really is. Maybe I should paint some something from the other side of the farm, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Paint some biblical images or something like that.
Yeah.
Just to prove I can.
Oh,
I've
I
been
don't.
painting a lot of cats recently,
Yeah.
which is strange for
Yeah, that
me.
that could be the new direction of your channel. Lawrence is.
Lawrence paints cats.
Yeah.
Lawrence can cats. Cats are fun though. Cats are great to draw.
Mm-hmm.
Really hard. Loving drawing cats. So challenging.
Did you see my tutorial of how to draw a cat narrated by a cat? It's like I just recorded my cat making noise because he's a noisy cat, and rather than have my voice narrating it, I just have the cat meowing through the whole thing, and then there's subtitles.
I don't remember this. I think I'd have remembered this if I hadn't seen this. I'm dying to go see this now. Why haven't I seen? When was this?
It was a while ago.
I was going to say this strikes me as an older video.
Yeah, yeah, it's a couple years old, I think. I'm pretty sure I did it with Painter 2015, so it's not, super old.
Yeah, but I should have seen that. I don't know.
Might have been before we met. I'm not sure. Cap Mad says, "Why don't you have some parts of the castle crumble and give it more old texture?" I think that's what I'm doing here. I'm making it look older, I think. Might be hard to tell, but I am. But maybe you mean take a big old chunk out of it. Which I suppose,
Cannonball.
yeah. Could try that.
What's it? Make it look like The Last Stand.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mean the Arnold Schwarzenegger film.
There we go. I took a little chunk out of the side there.
Oh, that's cool.
I could draw Arnold Schwarzenegger in here.
That'd be awesome. As long as you don't have to pay him.
Yeah. I don't know if I could do that from memory though. Let's draw a dude with a big square head and a bunch of muscles.
So that's pretty easy.
Yeah, it's the castle looks too fresh. I mean, it's like I could really go through and make it super elaborate, but I don't know that I'm committed to spending that much time on it. Kind
You
of,
could just go over with a blender just to soften the harsh lines up, or
yeah. Yeah, I just kind of been using the distortion brush
yeah.
to knock it around a bit. Maybe I'll bust up one of these a little bit more.
Yeah, that works. Do, 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 do.
Probably needs some nice big cracks on it too.
Square chalk, one of my favorite brushes.
Yeah, Oh, is that what you're using for yours? Yeah, I like Square Chalk a lot too. It's a very versatile brush along with the paper texture.
A lot of people like the Sargent brush.
I've never really used it that much.
I'm not a giant fan of it. But I hear people, talking about the Sargent brush a lot, and I'm just, it's like, nah.
Yeah, it's an old favorite.
Yeah, I think it's just because it's been with Painter for so long, and obviously it's named after a famous artist.
Yeah, I like the smooth palette knife. That's kind of one of the more recent, newer brushes that I've gotten into.
Yeah, I take it you've got your own version of the palette knife as well, and
Yeah, just about every brush I've tweaked in some way or another.
yeah.
You kind of have to.
I did create a version of the Sargent brush which I thought was usable, but
What
I
brush?
even stopped using that after a while.
Which brush?
The Sargent brush.
Oh yeah.
I created a version of it which I thought was usable, but even after a while, I stopped using that.
Yeah, this smooth palette knife's working pretty well for the cracks. It's kind of one of those dabs that seems to do the trick. Amy made a good point. Maybe it's a Newcastle, but most are old. So, yeah, it doesn't make sense painting a Newcastle. Yeah, I sold a course. Get a little email update each time I sell one. So it's every time my email goes off, I'm like, come on, sell a course, sell a course, sell a course. And then when I see a sale, I'm like, yes. That's another thing. We were talking about Patreon earlier, but you should eventually make some stuff for Gumroad too.
Yeah.
So that is a pretty easy way to make money off of tutorials and stuff like that.
It is all on my to-do list.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like you and I both have big to-do lists.
Oh, God, yeah. But I think this year for me is going to be quite a big one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've got a lot to do, and I plan to get it done. So, there's no reason why I can't get it all done.
Mm-hmm. That's how I feel too. I always get myself psyched up, and then when I look at the list, look at everything I have to do, I'm like, it's too much. I think I've made videos about this, but I use Google Calendar, and since you can just move things around, I'll plug in a bunch of stuff for the week and be like, okay, this is what I'm going to do. And then that day, I'll do maybe one thing and I'll take everything else and scoot it to the next day. And I just end up shuffling stuff around. This task that'll get shuffled around for months and months and months,
Yeah. Yeah, no, I know that feeling. I don't have Google Calendar though. I have a scrappy notepad next to me on my desk.
Doing it old school.
High tech. Yeah. It's nice because if I'm on Skype or if I'm on the phone to somebody, nothing beats pen and paper.
Yeah. I like Evernote because then I can put stuff in either on my computer or my phone, and then I can sync it up, and then, I don't have to like combine two different sets of notes.
Yeah. I like the idea of it.
So the problem was when I was using notebooks and stuff, I'd have all these notebooks, but then the information's not accessible unless you open it, and it's
Yeah.
just, it feels like it's kind of hard to get to. Then the notebooks
No,
themselves get lost.
yeah, fully agree with that. But I mean, my notebook never goes anywhere with me. It's always just here on my desk.
Yeah, that's
I
good.
take different notebooks out with me, and I just transfer it over manually by hand. I know that sounds really daft, but
Well,
just because I've been doing it for so many years,
it's, how it,
it's
how,
like I've tried different techniques, and I know that they should work better, but I don't know. Part of me is just like, I can't make this work better,
mm-hmm.
and
Well,
I don't have enough space for it in my life.
yeah. Well,
I don't have enough love for it in my life.
if it works for you, that's all that matters. And that's how people had to do it for years and years before they had computers. So it's a skill to
I
hang
could
on to.
I could do it on my phone, and I used to do it on my phone at one point, but now I just think, eh, just don't want to do it anymore. Don't need to do it.
Yeah. So what does everybody think in the comments? Is this castle starting to look kind of old? Let's zoom out a little bit. Oh, maybe that's too much. It's hard to find a good zoom level for this. Looks like some peasants were pretty irritated with the king and came through and threw crap at him. I was kind of reluctant to start on this again, but now that I have, I am kind of enjoying it, so...
Like I said, I think this would make a great tutorial for kind of digital map painting.
Yeah. Be a long one.
Oh yeah, but like I said, I think there are a lot of people interested in digital map painting.
For sure, yeah.
You know, it's an entire industry. Imagine all those people doing, like all those Star Wars, all those new Star Wars films that are coming out
Mm-hmm.
with all the digital map painting in.
Yeah, I feel like there's probably better map painters out there. This is just kind of...
Yeah, but there's the difference between it's about the technique and the skill.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's true.
Those painters aren't going to be able to teach that.
Yeah. This little doorway needs some blending as well. Amy says, yeah, it looks great. Thank you, Amy. Oh, I need an inside for my door here, too. I didn't put that in. Was watching a live stream last night. I don't know if you've heard of Cinemassacre, the angry video game nerd.
The name, yes, but nothing else.
They have the nerd guy, and then he has a friend who does a lot of live streaming. He'll stream video games, like old Nintendo games. And last night he was streaming this Nintendo game, Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Not a very good game, but I
Well, I
guess
was going to say, I remember that game. It was awful.
yeah. So he was trying to beat it, and I kept like I'd watch part of it for a minute, but it really wasn't that entertaining because it's not a game that I care about, and it's kind of kind of a boring game. And then I'd
I
go do
think you really have to be into gaming videos as well.
yeah. I'd leave and I'd go do something. I'd like eat dinner or like work on a project or something, and then be sitting around again, and I'd be like okay, I got nothing to do, and just see what's on YouTube, and then that just happened to keep being on. And the guy went for like 5 hours straight playing that game. Most of it was the final boss that he couldn't beat, and he just kept trying over and over and over and over again. It was just ridiculous. And
Wow.
I was like, wow, like the fact that people like are actually watching this for that long, including me. I didn't watch it for the whole time. I only watched a few
Yeah, but
little.
you kept tuning in.
Yeah. Um, makes me not feel
That's
so.
probably what other people were doing as well.
Yeah. Makes me not feel so bad about like if I do a live stream that's kind of something repetitive like this, people will still enjoy watching it. So that's good to know.
Well, live streaming is hard because you don't know who's actually there,
Yeah.
especially when you're trying to do something like this, because you're not talking to people, you're kind of working at the same time.
Yeah.
So you're not concentrating on is anyone there, you're concentrating on drawing.
Yeah. It's hard to do
And then
both.
now and again you'll think, is anyone actually watching?
Mm-hmm.
Or am I just this creepy guy talking to myself? Which is why it's nice to do this with somebody else.
For sure. Yeah.
Because at
And
least you're not the creepy guy on your own.
yeah,
But
I feel like the more streams I do, the less or the less I
the
worry
less
about that.
creepy guy you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So after it doesn't take that long. You get used to talking to people who can't respond other than in chat. And it's kind of a weird way of having a conversation and interacting with people, because usually when you interact with people, they can talk back.
Yeah.
But I can see why it doesn't work that way, because who knows what people would say if they could talk
We
during a
know
live
what
stream.
people would say. They'd say, subscribe to my channel,
Yeah,
bro.
that's true. Be a lot of like background ambient noise too.
Oh yeah, have you noticed this about videos? More and more people are just picking this. I'm not going to swear. The cruddiest music for
Um,
their videos.
yeah, I've seen some pretty bad music that almost makes me not want to watch the video.
I keep turning off more and more videos lately because of bad music, and it's just like, hang on, haven't Google just like upped the quality of their music recently?
I don't know. I mean, most of the stuff I find is pretty good, but maybe that's maybe it's our opinion on what's music we like and what's music we don't like.
Hmm. You don't really have to like anything. You can just put classical on there.
Yeah, that gets kind of boring though, I think. A lot of people don't like
I agree,
classical.
but it's kind of not going to offend anyone,
Yeah, that's true.
which is why a lot of people choose classic. Whereas the stuff that I'm hearing, it's definitely not boring, but on the other hand, it's very offensive to my eardrums.
Yeah.
I'm just hearing some of the stuff and going, whoa, no, that's getting turned off. And it could have been a really good video, but I'm not going to stick around to find out because it was just so awful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm usually ready with the mute button. Anytime it's a speed painting or time lapse, because I know it's probably going to have music over it. I got to figure out this shadow here.
What shadow?
I guess, I don't know, there might be a little bit from this piece sticking out here. I'm just going to guess. Maybe I'll mask it. I don't know if that's a proper shadow or not. You get in and like try to manually do the ray tracing thing, but I don't think most people will
I
notice.
wouldn't worry about it too much.
No, man, it's got to be perfect.
You worried about someone shouting at you?
Yeah. I don't think anybody would know.
It's not a commission. Don't worry about it.
Cynthia says that she's got a video muted because she plays the local radio in the background and YouTube picked up every song. Oh, I think she means she was recording a video.
Yeah.
And then her radio is in the background and then YouTube muted the audio for the whole thing because of that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
always,
they're picky about that. It's good that they did that because I've heard of YouTube just taking stuff down as well.
yeah, that'd be worse.
I mean, worst case scenario is they could junk your entire channel.
Yeah.
There's very few instances of that, but I have heard of people saying it's happened,
Mm-hmm.
even though I'm not confirming that's true. But I have heard people saying, "Oh, my channel was just erased from existence."
Yeah, I think it depends on how much you violate that. I'm sure you get like a warning the first time, and then after that, they're like, you know, you do it
Well,
again,
that's
you're
it.
out. Yeah, it makes me wonder because like when I first started live streaming, I'd watch other streams on Twitch. There'd be a lot of people doing exactly what we're doing now, but they'd have Spotify or Pandora or something on in the background, and the music would be playing really low, but it would still be, you
It'd
know,
still be there. Yeah, exactly.
they didn't seem to get any trouble for it. So who knows?
Maybe a couple of recording artists have let their voice be heard on, their particular thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they didn't like what was being done with their music.
Mm-hmm. Cynthia says she can see why that's why people go for the free to use music.
Yeah.
I make sure to even filter it by attribution not required because, I don't want to down the road have music in something and then all of a sudden, oh, these people changed their mind and now they want me to do this, that, or whatever. I don't mind people getting credit where credit's due. I don't have a problem with that at all. But it's a hard thing to keep track of, you know what I mean? It's just so much easier just to find, they're gonna get credit one way or another. By being on YouTube. But, I don't want
Yeah.
to have to like put their name at the end of the video and all that stuff.
Well, I actually still have in a few of my videos. I've actually still, even when their music's just free to use, I've still put their name and the song title and the fact that I've got it from YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Partly just to be nice and to, because I'm grateful for the fact that they've put this stuff on YouTube
Yeah. Well, I've done it in some
because they didn't
cases.
have to.
Yeah.
But also to stop people from asking the stupid question of who's the music by? Who's the music by?
Yeah, I've gotten that a few
Because
times here
I
and
get
there.
sick and tired of that. Well, it's a really annoying question
Mm-hmm.
because the people who ask that don't even like say, oh, great video, thanks for posting the video. It's as if they're just scouting YouTube for music.
Yeah. Maybe they are and they want to use it on their video.
That's pretty much it. And the way that they ask is always really impersonal as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because it is always just what music?
Yeah.
Or it's as if, English is their fourth language or something.
Yeah, that is kind of a turnoff when people use poor spelling and grammar and no punctuation and stuff. I'm more inclined to want to answer a question if it's well written versus if it's kind of sloppy. It's like, I don't know, if you can't take the time to like, you know, write a nice message, then I don't know if I can take the time to answer it. So,
Exactly.
I mean, I probably didn't have the best punctuation and grammar when I was 12 or 13, but I'm pretty sure I spelled you Y-O-U rather than just the letter U. You
I'm
know?
sure you wrote please when you asked a question, though.
Yeah.
That's the main thing.
Yeah, the thing that irritates me the most is when people say, "Please answer now," or "Answer ASAP," or like it's like
Yeah.
not you know not
You're
not
not the DMV. This isn't a government provided service.
well, and it's usually like should I like to draw anime and comics and paint. Should I get the Intuos art or should I get the Intuos comic? It's like, man, like I don't feel like that's really something. There's questions that you need to ask people, and then there's questions where you can get the answer yourself really, really easily. And that's kind of where I draw the line. I think if somebody asks me, something that they probably wouldn't be able to find an answer for, I'm more than happy to answer that question. Like I'll almost 100% of the time answer that question. But if it's something really common, especially if I've already made a video about it, then I'm just like, ugh. I'm just so sick of getting that same question over and over again that it makes me kind of sensitive about it, I guess. But I'll add some little bushes here. Where are my shrubs? There they are. Little icon was too tiny for me to see. I think that's what this piece needed.
Say again?
No, I think that's what this piece needed is these shrubs.
You're going to have to go in and add a lot of shadows.
Yeah.
You're going to be on like shrubbery shadow duty for a while there. I was doing something where I was painting a load of, I was painting something and I was adding a load of bullet holes
Mm-hmm.
into a wall, and I went a bit slap happy with the bullet holes, and then I had to go in and add highlights to the rim of the bullet holes.
Mm-hmm.
And then afterwards, I was just like, "Oh, why do I have to do so many bullet holes?"
Yep.
I was very sick very quickly of adding highlights to these little bullet holes.
Yeah, that's kind of the downside to adding detail is, the
Is
more,
that a lot of the time you're adding it twice?
yeah. This whole painting is an example of that. It's like there's so much going on here that, I really have to dedicate a lot of time to actually finish it. Unfortunately, I had the brush to do the shrubs automatically, so I can spend a little bit of time on the shadows without it being a big deal.
Oh, well, that's good at least.
Mm-hmm. I wonder how much of this video will just be us breathing heavily.
It's funny because I did think about that a couple of minutes ago.
Yeah.
I wonder what people are complaining about.
I haven't seen anyone in the
Yeah, and
chat.
you reckon Darth Vader will be in the new Star Wars movie?
I don't know, his helmet was in the first one.
Oh, I've been watching so many, so many of those little plot videos
Mm-hmm.
where people are trying to, figure out what's gonna be happening. It's getting quite funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. People are going mad, falling over themselves, trying to figure out, what's coming their way.
They'll never figure it out.
No, exactly. And even if they did, if someone put up a video and said, this is exactly what I think the next Star Wars movie is going to be, and they got it right down to the last letter, Disney would just say, right, that's it, change it.
Yeah. We don't want
We
these.
don't want people guessing at this. If people are guessing at it, that means it's not good enough, so let's change it.
Yeah.
Disney would change it.
Okay.
It's that simple. They're probably loving the fact that people are falling over themselves trying to guess, though.
Mm-hmm. Maybe Han Solo will come back as Darth Vader. Spoiler alert.
I still love the idea of, the girl Rey,
Mm-hmm.
her being Obi-Wan Kenobi's granddaughter.
Could be.
I like that rather than her being Luke's daughter, because Luke's daughter is a bit too obvious.
Yeah, I kind of figured she was maybe Han Solo and Leia's child. But I know that that's what Kylo Ren's supposed to be, but I don't know. Maybe they had a couple kids.
Well, in the comics, which were canon for a long time, they did have 2 or 3 kids.
Yeah.
One of their kids went bad. But yeah.
I think maybe I'm going to add a tiny bit more to this, and then I'm going to have to go eat some dinner.
No worries.
Your piece is coming along nicely. It's amazing how much detail you can add in a short period of time. Amy says she has to go now too, but both of our pieces are looking great, and she had fun watching and chatting. Thanks, Amy.
That's the main thing. Do remember before you go to join us on YouTube and Facebook, Twitter, and now Instagram, etc., etc., etc.
Mm-hmm.
I won't push the hard sell.
I'm not on Instagram yet, but maybe I will be someday.
Soon. I will talk him into Instagram while he's busy talking me into Patreon.
Yeah.
How's that?
It's a fair trade.
Yeah. But I am happy with the way this is looking.
Oops. Well, I just did all that on the wrong layer. Oh well. No harm done. It's kind of the downside to setting your number of undos pretty low is sometimes you get ahead of yourself and then you realize that you can't go back.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Before we do this, then, wow. I'm going to add in a layer of colour just to try and get something basic down before
Yeah, we'll probably
we
pick
stop this.
we'll probably pick these up again in a future live stream. And
Yeah.
just in case there's anybody here who isn't already following us on the channels that Lawrence suggested, you can also follow us on the YouTube gaming app. And then I believe you'll get notifications on your phone if you want them when we're live streaming. Just as well, you'll get a notification if you subscribe in your subscription feed. Whenever we're streaming, that'll pop up. We do these kind of
Sorry.
we do these kind of spontaneously sometimes. Like today, we hadn't really planned to, but if we ever do give notice, we'll usually do that on our social media channels. I think we gave about 5 minutes notice today. Wasn't very much.
Yeah. I pretty much posted, live stream starting now.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's what I did too. Live stream now.
Live stream now. Why aren't you here?
Get to the live stream.
Get to the live stream. Get to the chopper brush.
Now YouTube will take out the audio because we've used trademarked quotes.
Used our trademarked Arnie voice. He can't trademark it. He can't trademark that anyway.
No.
He wishes, but he can't.
I think that's all I'm going to do to mine. It's unfortunate that it's so wide that it's really hard to like view it from far away, you know? I might have made it too wide, but I don't know. It's probably the widest, skinniest painting I've ever done.
I prefer never to paint in ultra wide, skinny. It is a whole other discipline.
Yeah.
To be fair.
Yeah, I just thought it was something I hadn't done before, and thinking about it as an animation, it makes a little more sense, because it'll be a cool animation, but...
No, I totally agree. But that's what I was saying about doing it as a tutorial, because I think that, like I say, it's a whole other discipline, and I think it's kind of tricky to wrap your head around as well.
Mm-hmm. What are you using there?
If you're not accustomed to it, creating something like this for an animation.
Yeah. Is that
or for motion pictures?
Is that a multiply layer, or are you using overlay color? What is that? I can't see.
Color.
Oh, that looks good. That's what I tried to do with my...
Green is one of those few colors that actually works on the color layer.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why my Bernie Sanders wasn't working when I tried to color him, because I couldn't get the skin tone to work, and I didn't want to go back and like have to really repaint it. I thought it was just less effort, and it looked better to leave it black and white. So
No, the Bernie Sanders looked really nice, black and white.
thank you.
No, it was a really nice piece.
Turned
I'd
it,
say if he wins, then you'll have to finish that off.
yeah.
But if Trump wins, you have to do Trump.
Oh, no way.
You
I'd get
have to do a Trump.
I'd get sick just working on it.
There is an easy cop out of that.
Yeah. It's gonna flip it.
It'll be yeah. There'll be enough weirdness no matter who wins. To be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You're guaranteed weirdness with American politics.
Oh yes. Now I'm still on the same layer. I've just locked my transparency. Just putting other objects quickly back in different colors. But I never painted a hair on this layer. I just did the skin, but these are other objects that were laying over it. And I'll just quickly pick my airbrush, tap, say, the yellow. Don't know if yellow is the right color, but just do that and warm up some areas of the face.
Yellow is never the right color. you you were wrong.
I was right. All right, I'll undo that.
I'm kidding. No. This is being funny.
Well, the alternative is to whoa. That's wrong.
No, that doesn't look right at all.
I could add blue in there.
I don't know. I think it looks good, that solid green.
No, it has to have some color turning.
Yeah, that looks better. Good old blue lips.
Even do that. Look at that.
Yeah. No, it doesn't look like a devil.
One quick layer color and she looks a lot more feminine.
Yeah. Like the curly hair, that looks nice. All right, well, I should probably head off to dinner, but it was fun drawing with you as always.
I certainly had a lot of fun too, sir.
And let me know
You
if,
have yourself a great night.
yeah, maybe we can do another one this week or something if you'll be around.
Yeah.
Dun dun dun.
Yep.
All right, I'll be in contact. And thanks everybody for watching us today. And make sure to subscribe and follow us on Instagram and all that stuff. And we'll catch you next time.
Coolio. Everyone have a great night. Yep, and remember to follow us. I shall see you all later. Peace out, bro.
Bye, bro.